Hello and welcome to today's lesson on constructions. And what we're going to do is we are going to copy a segment, a line segment, and an angle. And the way we do this is we use a compass, a straight edge, or a ruler, and a pencil to copy line segments. And we can do a whole bunch of things, and we'll do that throughout the semester. But for right now, we're just going to copy a line segment and an angle. So in order to copy a line segment, I need to first draw a ray. And so that's what I'm going to do here is just draw a ray. And I will label the starting point C. And you can label it whatever you want, but I'm going to label it C. And so then what I end up doing is I need a compass, and so that's what I'm going to get right here. And when I get my compass, first thing I have to do is take the compass and move it so that its point is on my starting point, which is point A from the segment I want to copy. Then I take the other point and slide it out so that the compass, make the compass as wide as the line segment that I'm trying to copy. And when I do that, then I just swing a little arc. Represent that right there, that length. So then I can take my compass and move it up to point C. And when I move it up to point C, I'm going to swing that exact same arc. I didn't change my compass settings any, and by doing that, there's my arc. And so now if I'm going to get rid of my compass here real quick, and you'll notice that the line segment from C to what I'm going to label as D out here is an exact copy of AB. And if I really wanted to make it look more like an exact copy, I could do things like this to help hide the rest of it. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hide the rest of this thing so you don't see it. You don't have to do this. You just erase it with a pencil, but I don't really have erasing capability, so I'm going to erase it the way I can do it on the smartboard. And so there you go. From C to D is an exact copy of from A to B. And that's all we have to do to copy a line segment. So then, it's a little bit more to copy an angle, but we start out the same way as we started with copying a line segment, and we start with a ray. So I draw a ray, and I'm going to label the starting point. We'll call it A, and so there's my starting point. And so I get my compass out again, and I take my starting point of my compass and put it on the vertex of my angle, which is A, and I'll just take this out, and it doesn't matter how far. I don't have to go out to the points X and Z. I can just go anywhere in there and swing an arc. Now I have to keep my compass the same and to make this copy, so I'm going to move my compass up here, move my compass up to A, and try to swing the same arc. And I'm going to make it a little bit bigger because I don't know exactly where I'm going. So that looks something like that. So there's my arc that I just copied. And now what I need to do is take my compass and use my compass as a measuring of distance. So I'm going to measure the distance from where my arc crosses, the arc that I made originally crosses the angle, crosses the two rays of the angle. So I'm going to move this around a little bit, see if I can do this. I don't know if it'll work properly for me. Maybe I need to do it this way. Maybe I need to rotate my compass a bit. There we go. And try to get this point down here. See if I can rotate my compass. You know, it's easier when you don't have. There we go. So there's my. That looks pretty good. And so now I'm going to swing an arc that goes through there. And so what I'm trying to do is get an arc that's going to cross where those two cross. And then up here, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take my point, put my point on my angle, and then I'm not going to change my width of my compass any. And that's the trick to this, is I'm just going to rotate it so I can use it maybe. And I'm going to swing an arc up here so that it crosses. And now, when I get rid of my compass, if I draw a ray through that little X that I just made, I now have an exact copy of the angle I started with. And so you can see that XY Angle Y is now an exact copy of angle A, or A is an exact copy of angle Y. Thank you.